there was not one thing that everybody was doing. Everybody had a different approach to doing search. And the first attempts tried to categorize all data so that it would use a tree of an ontology to produce search results, which was inherently slow. So Google did something different, and it took off so fast that it took forever for other people to figure it out, and they had incredibly well-protected technology. They had the patents on, and then they kept developing it. And so there was never really a strong competitor to PageRank, to Google. You know, you mentioned before we started here, AltaVista, and then there was Yahoo, and there were others, so, but with AI, everybody figured it out at the same time, and it started with the Transformer paper, which was a Google research project, but it was published, and everybody's going like, "Oh, look at this." So then a bunch of wickedly smart people, you know, the 150 people that are in San Francisco that know what's going on, they all figured out how to do it. Slight differences, but it's basically the same thing.
I was asking about the internet 1994 and how the commercialization met the legal and regulatory bodies and whether they knew what was going on with the internet. But you just gave a really good insight because that led to search. That eventually led to commercialization.
Search was a secondary effect. And because originally the ARPANET, the original internet, was set up between academic institutions, universities, and research labs. So the people that were within there could message each other and have a common way to look at documents, and which led to all the protocols, TCP/IP and HTTPS, so on and so forth. And that process of going from an academic, non-commercial internet happened very loosely. It was like really hard to figure out what was going on at the time, but between kind of 94 and 96, it happened. And it was Wild West because nobody had control over it. And people claimed their own domain names. There was no domain registrar. There was no sort of formal body that made sure that the protocols were standardized. And then it just became something. Everybody built web pages and started selling stuff over the internet and all the other services that exist now. So the search phenomenon was a secondary evolution.